Hi everyone, and welcome to the BusinessTraining.com video module on components of successful PR campaigns. Here we'll cover the 7 essential parts of that PR plan. First, an overview of the PR plan or PR campaign, and as you noticed, I was using plan in lieu of campaign, and really the two terms mean the same thing. They are a campaign or a plan for generating public relations, or PR rather, around a brand and a company, etc. And the term plan sounds a little shorter than a campaign, and that's somewhat due to the fact that a PR plan and a PR campaign are short-lived, especially in retrospect to a company's entire lifespan. And after each plan is over, they need to be revamped or just, a new plan created altogether. And as with any campaign, changes need to be made when the changing environment or changing customer needs occur. So like a marketing plan, it's not something that's created only when interest is trying to be generated, but it should be something that is consistently fixed, constantly tweaked, and improved upon. You should also create new plans when things change. Like I mentioned, objectives are improved for the company or the industry and market sees some major growth or decline. Using a PR campaign or utilizing a PR plan is really important because it's meant to create that awareness for a company. The PR plan is meant to be your blueprint, the map for guiding your PR efforts. More importantly, it's to ensure that everyone in the company is on the same page. If there's confusion or disagreement about tactics and strategies that you create, you can talk aloud and plan this through the planning process. Take advantage of this time to come to a consensus on where the company is going and how that lines up with where the company actually wants to go. Use this information to create a better plan and generate more support from everyone in the company. So here are the 7 core components of a PR plan. This creation really needs to take place after research is done, after target markets have been identified. This is just the formalization of the plan itself. So, create all of these things on their own and ensure that they make their way into the plan. The first is the introduction or analysis of the situation. This is where your research would be shared. The research again would be an analysis of the industry, company situation, market analysis, etc. This is also the place where the plan is briefly described and defines the issues that brought upon the creation of the plan in the first place. This is like an executive summary that is meant to answer questions of why. Second is your objectives and goals. As described above, this is the place where goals are recognized, where goals are really explained and delved into in detail. Ensure that the company helps in this planning process because in order to create strategies and in order to create activities, which is also synonymous for tactics, if you want to create those two things, you really have to have clear, really well-established objectives and goals. And that moves on to the target audience. Target audience is, who you plan to reach with your PR plan, who you hope to turn into a customer or an advocate for your, save the whales campaign. Whatever you're doing, your target audience is who you plan to reach with this plan in particular. Now, your target audience may include vegetarians and vegans around the world, but for this specific PR plan, you only want to target those in the US and only those that are from Generation Y, for example. And that can be for various reasons, but ensure that you target the correct audience, but that you also have done your research so that you know who your target audience actually is, aside from just defining Generation Y. So take the time here to explain your target audience, talk with the company's analysts, talk with the company's executives, figure out who your target audience is. From there, you can create strategies. What do you want to accomplish with this goal, with this plan? Your goal may be to continue offering excellent customer support, and your strategy from that then would be to create a stronger brand image and create more customer loyalty. Now, how do you do that? Well, you create activities and tactics to achieve that strategic standpoint based on your objectives and goals. So it's really, a triangle. Your strategies rely on your activities and tactics that you define, And your activities then in turn rely on your objectives and goals because you created your strategies based on those things. So ensure that this pyramid, this triangle of information is really concrete, because you can't implement something like Twitter or LinkedIn or any other social media use without knowing why. So in order to create customer loyalty, you'd create tactics and activities like an easier return policy. Now, this may not be something that's really PR related, but you can advocate that because you can share with your team, you can share with your people online who are your advocates, share with them, hey, we're making changes. This will be your PR, this will be your activity, this will be the tactic that you can use to really generate that strategic advantage that you hope to get over other companies. So that's a pretty simple analysis and simple example of why it's so important to have objectives, strategies, and tactics that all tie into one another. And, if you need help with these, really lay them out. Put them in a flow chart. Figure out, okay, why are we using Twitter? Did we use it just because everyone else is using it? That may not be the right reason. So really take a step back and reevaluate why you're doing things. 6th step is to implement and evaluate. Really create that measurement of success. After you delegate responsibilities, figure out who's dealing with what, who's managing what, you want to ensure that you've created a sort of guideline to base their success upon. And measurements of success will be very vital when creating your next plan and when using this plan's results to really advocate something like the budget. The budget is exactly what it sounds like. For every tactic that you use, you need to lay that out. Even for the planning of this PR plan, you are on a budget. So include that. Include that, well, we planned these tactics, that's going to cost this much. And then to implement those tactics is going to cost this much. Really lay it out, especially for your client or your company that you're working for. Really knows where you're going to be spending that money and how much everything is going to cost. And, a PR plan may not be final until the 10th or 11th version, but this is also going to be a request, for their taking this on and really trusting you with what you want to do. So be very clear, be very concise, and be upfront. And in that budget, things may change next year, so use this plan, use your success if you've had some, and really show them, hey, we're successful. We set our goals high in the implementation and evaluation section of our plan because we wanted to see, what sort of challenges we could meet, and we were successful. So next year we want to continue that success and keep the same amount of budget, or maybe we need more of a budget. So the PR plan can be a very vital tool. And lastly, just one last tip to remember. There can be more sections to your PR plan if you want, or if you feel that you need to add them, but these that we went over in the previous slide are really the most important components of the PR plan or campaign. They need to be in place to ensure the success of your PR efforts. Otherwise, you can end up wasting your time and tarnishing your brand. What's worse, you can ruin someone else's brand if you've been hired to help them with their PR needs. For more tips on PR plans and campaigns, check out the video on Success PR Campaigns, where I cover some tips on how to create the best plan after knowing the right parts to include. Thank you for watching the BusinessTraining.com video module. I hope you enjoyed it. To learn more about our training and certification programs that we offer, please visit our homepage at BusinessTraining.com.